Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In this video I will talk to you about a topic which might sound boring at first, but it's actually quite important. It's about stress types and what type of stress are there. So it's important because it's good to know what type of stress are there, so it can help you to be more mindful and identify on yourself if you're feeling stressed, what type of stress are you feeling and in what stage is your stress. This does not substitute a doctor, so if you're feeling sick or you're not feeling well, go to your doctor. It's important, but it's good to be a bit mindful about what type of stress are there, and so you know how does it look like. So let's get right to it. Okay, so the first categorization is based on the seriousness of stress. So how often do you feel stressed? There are three subcategories. The first one is acute stress, then episodic stress, and chronic stress. Acute stress is it's the lowest of all three. Acute stress is when you feel stressed for short periods of time, but it's not recurring. So it does activate your stress response, but the stress passes and you recover from it and it's fine. It can be also positive stress. This is called EU stress. So for example, when you are giving a presentation, or you have a deadline at work or something, and it can be motivating. When you feel stressed because you get more focused, but it passes, you can recover from it and it's fine. So this is just everyday stress, you could say. The second subcategory is episodic stress. And episodic stress is this type of stress that you need to start paying attention to. So this is acute stress, but it's recurring and it's consistently available for longer periods of time, for example, for a few weeks. So this typical example is job stress, when you have a stressy job and you constantly stressed every day for more weeks. Or for example, it could also come from how you organize your life. So if you're the type of person who always in rush, always have a lot of things to do, then that can cause you stress, and that's the type of stress that is consistently present in your life. So if you are experiencing episodic stress, then you can do a few things at this point. If you think that you need help, just go to your doctor and talk with your doctor about it. Maybe he or she can help you to give you some pointers. But it's also good, the things that you can do on your own, for example, is look at your main stressors. What are your main stressors? Maybe use a stress journal to monitor your days and see what makes you stress. In this way, you can learn about them, you can manage them better and learn techniques that can help you to eliminate them. Learn stress relieving techniques that you can put in your daily routine. So during the day you have like these points when you take a lot of time, you do a stress relief technique, and you help your body to get back to the relaxed state. The third category is chronic stress. So this is the type of stress you want to avoid. When stress exists in your life for a longer period of time or a major life event happens, then that's usually when people experience chronic stress. Chronic stress can have serious health consequences. So, from depression to heart disease, from sleeping disorders to eating disorders, like all kind of things that you don't want, that you want to avoid. Stress is really nasty because it can weaken your whole immune system, and if your immune system is weak, then you can get all type of diseases and sicknesses that you want to avoid. Below I mention a link where you can find more info about chronic stress, and you can find more about the health consequences of chronic stress and how to identify it. So that's might be useful for you to check out. If you suspect that you're experiencing chronic stress, like, this is all nice and good to read about it and learn a bit more about, but you should really contact your doctor and ask your doctor's help and explain your situation, and your doctor will definitely be able to help you to tackle stress in your life. You can do, of course, stress relief exercises and all that stuff on yourself, but I think this is a point where you don't want to do stuff only on your own anymore, but you really want to ask the help of a professional who can help you in your own specific situation. So these were the three categories of stress when you categorize stress based on how often stress occurs and the seriousness. But you also have a categorization based on what part of your life stress influences, and that's also good to know because it helps you to be mindful and notice symptoms in your life, and it helps you figure out which parts of your life need changing to avoid stress. So number one is physical stress. By the way, there are four subcategories here. The first one is physical stress. So this is the type of stress when, for example, you have some type of sickness or disease or any other physical problems which can cause you stress. Or if the early signs of stress are getting a bit more serious, then you can get into a spiral by having physical symptoms of stress like headaches, shoulder pains, muscle aches, back pains, and so on. And that causes you more stress. So you can get into a spiral from the physical symptoms. There are a few practical tips that you can do at this point. So, for example, take regular breaks during your day. Do physical exercise like yoga, running, doing sports. You can choose the one which you like. Pretty much any physical exercise is great. You can change your diet, sit in a good position at your desk, try muscle relaxation exercises, and so on and so forth. In the description I put in some links for you so you can read about it. The second group in this categorization is psychological stress. So this includes all type of feelings or that can cause you stress or that are caused by stress and affects your mental health. So anything from sadness, anger, jealousy, self-criticism, all this type of stuff, or fear of missing out is also a big one. There's an interesting research about the psychological stress and how it can affect your health in the long term. I included again in the description. It's really cool to read, I think. Practical tips: learn some breathing exercises that you can do during the day. So when you catch yourself that you're in these negative thoughts or feelings, then doing some breathing exercise can help you to center yourself. You can try meditation, for example, in the morning or the evening. Learn acceptance. That's a very important thing that can help you with having your mind in the right place. And lift your mood by doing things every day that you like and that makes you happy, and that will also help you to eliminate these negative feelings. Okay, so the next category is spiritual stress. This might sound weird, but actually if you have a set of beliefs or maybe a set of family values or cultural values, and these values collide with your own values or your environment's values, then that can cause stress. On the other hand, if you have a set of, for example, clear goals in life, that can put your spirit into ease and your mind at ease. This is an interesting research about it, which I put into the description, which you can read. I'm not going to talk about it to keep the video short. Some practical tips that you can do to help you in this with this type of stress is learn more about different belief systems, understand what they are about, and see if one belief system fits better with you than another one. Search for like-minded people in your environment who can support you mentally, and you can talk about these topics together. Maybe if your environment causes you stress because it collides with your own values, then you have to move to a new place that is more accommodating and where you can find more like-minded people that can help you. Okay, and the last category, the fourth category, is social stress. Social stress is that can be both real and perceived stress and connected to social issues in your life. Think about things like, for example, what will people think if you get a divorce, or what will people think if you lose your job? Or a very common thing lately is the fear of missing out, which I also mentioned in the psychological stress part. But it also belongs here because the fear of missing out, now that we are constantly exposed to social media, you see what other people are doing, and then some people have this feeling that, oh my god, I'm missing out, there's so much cool things happening and I need to do this and that, and this can cause you stress as well. Practical tips that you can use to help with this type of stress is learn to increase your self-confidence, learn to care less and not care about what other people think. It's your life, your decision, doesn't matter what other people think. Make time to hang with your real friends and make time for social connections, but not overwhelmingly much, but find people who can support you again. Okay, to keep the video short, I will end it here. In the description you see a lot of extra links that can help you and with this topic. There's also some research, also a link to my blog in the post where I talk more about these issues. So you can find them in the description below. And also in the comments, let me know what type of stress do you experience, and what are some examples that helps you to relieve your stress. I think that will be really helpful for others as well who experience the same type of stress as you are. So share it in the comments. I hope these tips help you, and it was somewhat interesting. It's a bit boring topic, but again, I think it's very cool, very important to know about these things when we talk about stress. So relax and be well. Until next time.